My name is Tom Bates. I'm a sports psychology coach and consultant, and I work in professional football with teams in the Premier League, with senior and youth team internationals, and all the way down to the lower levels in the lower leagues.
Talking of lower levels, we're obviously here from a grassroots point of view. I just want to talk about the importance of using appropriate language when you're coaching, particularly young children. It's one of the most crucial things you can learn to do as a coach, isn't it?
It is, and you know, it's often said that the health of the team is reflected in the face of the coach, and that often means that language is important, and the words that coaches use to encourage and inspire their players during, before and after games is hugely important. Whilst the game's going on, the question is, are you energizing your players throughout the performance, or are you taking energy away from them? And language is just one area that you can impact your players in a positive light whilst they're playing, because the game in itself is stressful enough at any level, be it grassroots level, be it semi-professional or professional. There are moments in the game, in the performance, where stress inevitably arises, and so it's about how to deal with that. And one of the ways that coaches can help is to be consistently constructive with the comments and the language that they choose to use.
One of the really interesting areas of coaching is that children's minds inside a game change as they go through developmental stages, doesn't it? So for a kid who's just beginning, first sort of interaction with the game, there's probably a lot of different things going in their mind to an elite professional who's played 10,000 hours of football. Is that a fair assessment? Completely different
perspectives, yeah, completely different continuums. If it's a grassroots player and they've just started out, then they're there because they love the game, and they're there for the fun and the enjoyment of taking part in the practices and taking part in the games. If you're a professional, a senior professional, then you if you're a senior professional, then of course the emphasis on winning, and everything you do is geared to winning. That doesn't necessarily mean that practice can't be fun. Part of what we do with the senior professionals is break up practice with you know, fun games like head tennis, for example, or football golf, or a fun penalty shootout to keep it fresh. And variety is of course important, not at any level, at a professional level, at amateur level. So it's really important to maintain the perspective. What is the outcome? What's the clarified outcome for the coach? If I'm working with the senior team, well then it's on a result basis, and so work comes first. If it's with the grassroots players, then of course they're involved because of the fun and the enjoyment. And everything that the coach does, everything that the session is geared towards, is providing an environment and a platform for the players to progress with fun, with energy, and with excitement. And to expect and to create an environment where coaches can get their players to connect with passion, connect with the reason why they got involved in the first place. If you take any professionals and you trace their history back to when they first began, they would be involved because they fell in love with the game. And it might be in the playground, or it might be in the streets, or if you go back far enough, you'll find that they started because there was a passion and a love and an enthusiasm for the game itself. And especially at grassroots level, we must remember that.
Isn't there some common held misconceptions that coaches think this is what coaching is, that's actually maybe damaging the children, maybe taking energy away, or maybe destroying confidence? There's some of the things that you can think of that you may be seeing on a Sunday, or you see it even at your level, that coaches do, which you'd really rather they didn't do.
That is a great question, and I think it can probably be defined, the answer can be defined in terms of, when I work with coaches, I always ask them, what is the purpose of your role? Why are we here? And ask them to define the purpose of what they're doing. And if you're working with young players at a grassroots level on a Sunday morning and you're kicking off to win the game, to make yourself feel good as a coach, well then we may have a problem, because that's not why they're there. What is the purpose? Well, they're there to have fun and to do the things that we've just mentioned before. So in getting the coaches to think about why they're with the players, they can remind themselves some of the reasons why they're involved. So to help players progress and develop in a fun and friendly environment, grassroots level. And you know, players, coach is either an energizer or he's an energy vampire. He takes energy away. He either provides a platform that is constructive to progress and it's fun and engaging, or he doesn't. And sometimes coaches don't know what they don't know, and they don't know the way that they're affecting the players. So good coaches, I would say good coaches, great coaches that I've seen, and I've been very privileged to watch some great ones, have the ability to establish good relationships with the players from day one. They work with the person first and then the player. And so from working from that perspective, you get a lot more from the player than you would if you were just working in a very constricted way. Know the person first, then you'll get the best from the player.